921 or visit us online at nrgfoam.com for more information. NRG Spray Foam. Building green, living green.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
The program presented are submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNLY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
Good morning, and we're having a fantastic Friday here at KNLY 91.1 The Boss, and I'm excited about today's guest. Not only do I believe in the integrity of his business, but his overall heart in relations to not only aiding others, but most importantly, just his love for God and his love for people. And we had an opportunity to meet at one of our Biz Connect events. And so I want to introduce you. And here's the thing. You all know I get the guests who have the last names that I just cannot pronounce, and I don't like to mess it up. So I want to just introduce you to a good friend of mine, Mr. Ryan. And you tell them your last name.
Rosenfelder.
Listen, tell them a little bit about your business, what you do, and we're going to get over into some things that I think everyone needs to be able to hear in regards to what you provide.
Absolutely. So my name is Ryan. We're Financial Freedom Incorporated. We're based out of Denver, Colorado. We're a large financial service company. The biggest thing for us is our founder was a pastor for 29 years, and he just had a heart for helping people, and he saw people struggling, and we were on this paycheck to paycheck cycle, and he just wanted to help people become financially free, financially independent, and not be stuck in this paycheck to paycheck cycle. And so he developed and helped find some products that were safe money, so people weren't putting their money at risk. They were being able to manage their money and not being just kind of second guessing all their decisions, and just really kind of taking control of their financial future versus leaving it in the hands of the stock market or somebody else.
You know, one of the things that I love about being on this platform and being able to bring guests on for today's entrepreneur is learning not only the history, but the overall passion by which people pursue establishing a business, a particular brand or product. And so one thing that I know about you personally is that you love the Lord. That's foundational. But then my question would be, is out of all of the financial institutions or businesses that you could have become a part of, what made you decide to join this one?
Yeah, so for me, growing up, we never had a lot, and so I just wanted to be educated on wealth and finance because I saw these people winning at the highest level, and I was like, what are they doing? And so I just started studying wealth, and I found a financial mentor, and he was just helping me just become the man that I needed to be. And so that's really what helped me decide, because it was making an impact. I wanted to be a coach or a teacher of something of that sort, and he took me by the hand and guided me and helped me become successful. And so I had been an entrepreneur since I was 12 years old, selling candy off my bike or out of the back of the car, started a lawn mowing service, and I had started all these other things, but I couldn't truly make an impact. And with Financial Freedom, we were able to make that impact.
You know, being an entrepreneur, I think when we think about, you know, the overall term and people's understanding of it, one of the things that I've been able to communicate is whatever your passion is, that's what you're going to pursue, and your piece is tied to it. But you have those who want to become an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody.
No, it's not.
Just like college is not for everybody. But everyone has something to offer or to contribute. I believe that every person that's created on the planet Earth was created and born with other people in mind. There's a particular purpose. God has a particular plan. But hearing you say, and it made me think about me when I was a kid and had the candy store. I cut the grass. We don't see kids pushing lawnmowers anymore or knocking on doors. And so that particular entity, as far as entrepreneurship for young people, is just fading away. I had a guest on the other day, Mr. Handy, and then I also had W5 Fabrications on, and one of the things we talked about was not just mentorship, but interns, and creating for the millennials, giving them something towards their future, because and when I mention millennials, for me, I've learned that they get a bad rap because all millennials aren't the same, just like all people aren't the same. And then I also believe that age doesn't define maturity. Absolutely. And so when we consider being mature and taking on and then pursuing what you believe you're called to do. So selling candy, Candy Ladies. For me, I'm from Atlanta, so it was Candy Lady.
Come on.
Cool cups. We did those things. I think is just faded away. I don't know if kids are selling candy in school on the DL and trying to compete with the prices out the vending machine, but those things are benchmarks to where we are now. Is that foundation. And so you already had the entrepreneur spirit, and I believe that is an actual calling when we talk about being chosen or purposed to do this particular work. How important is it for you to have a mentor or have had one or still engaging?
Absolutely.
For you, and then what would be your advice to others?
Yeah, so I truly believe that you always need a mentor, a coach, and somebody just to help guide you and lead you to whatever success is. But the thing is that as we grow in life, you need to change your mentor. You're never going to have a mentor who's going to be the same for business and your relationships and just the things that you're doing in life. And so many people, they get caught up on, I need to have the same mentor or the same person. People that have never met me in their entire lives are my mentors because I've read their books or I've listened to their audios, and they've just helped me grow. And so I believe that it's the pivotal part of your life if you truly want to continue to grow, finding that person and putting good in, because good in, you're going to get good out, garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. And so I think that's the biggest key to success, is just finding that person who can help guide you through stages of life.
When we consider finances, and we know that everybody at the end of the day desires to be financially liberated.
Yes.
And whenever you are in a position or placed in a position to be financially liberated, one of the things I share and believe is you now have an obligation to bring liberty to others. Even if it's not coming out of your pocket, it should be coming out of what you know in regards
Absolutely.
to the wisdom, the knowledge that you possess. And I agree with you in regards to changing mentors. Just like we outgrow places, we outgrow people. And I think it can be detrimental to your overall purpose in life if you remain at what I call Zor meaning little. And so we have to know how to embrace each season, embrace those whom God placed in our lives, because when he does that, he's doing that based on where he's called us to. I always tell people everything you do should be about where you're headed, not where you are.
Absolutely.
That literally, if you're dating, you should date for where you're headed, not where you are, not just for the sake of having somebody to just say that you have someone. But when we talk about finances, and it can be the very thing that challenges relationships all across the board, for me, lack of sleep, all those things come into play. And so when you consider, educating people on financial freedom, what would be the foundational thing that you could sow?
Yeah, absolutely. Being a good steward. So God promised all of us abundance. There's enough money in this world for every single person to be wealthy, but why is it that there's the 1% that's truly wealthy? And so with me, so that's what we offer. We offer financial education. We want to teach you how to be a manager of money and not a budgeter of money. Because whenever we hear the word budget, we automatically put ourselves in lack. We put ourselves in, it's kind of like the word diet. You're like, I can't have cake, I can't have soda, I can't, all these things that you can't have anymore. But our goal is to help you just be educated on where your money's going. When we sit down with people, there's usually $1,000 unaccounted for that either went to convenience store stops, going to get candy bars or sodas or whatever it might be that you just don't know that you have. And a lot of people have a lot more money than they truly realize. And that's our number one goal, is we want to sit down with them, teach them a money management system so they can manage every single penny that comes into their household, and then that way they can truly become financially free, because now they know where all their money is actually going.
For us, we're still that microwave generation.
Absolutely.
Who desires quick. We want things quick. We want things to happen overnight, and that's just not how it works. Though some people have experienced that kind of success, I think when we consider laying the foundation, especially when it comes to our money, I met a gentleman once just coming out of a store, out of a convenience store, and he said to me, You could have saved some money and went to the grocery store versus going into the convenience store. But for us, we are those people who want things that are convenient. And I think about, because now I'm in this particular arena of career where I'm into sales, marketing, and now looking at how to save people money, add value to their business, add volume to their business, and then ultimately give their business a voice. But, when I think about how we spend, because if you were to audit my finances right now, you'd be like, this is why you don't have any. Because stewardship being one. I mean, and if you have not been taught how to, create a budget, how to live within that budget, but don't allow the budget to dictate how you live. I think we still have to know how to do that. How do you get someone to, and we know the importance of renewing one's mind. We can agree on that. How do you get someone who doesn't have the understanding, hadn't seen the model or the mentorship of finances? How do you get someone that comes to you and say, hey, Ryan, I want to get better. Here's what I have. How do you show them the value in what you do and trusting you with helping them get to the place in which they desire?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do a money management program, like I was stating, and we go through your finances. So we break out, hey, how much money are you bringing in? What are your car expenses? What is your rent? What is your utilities? What are you spending going out to eat? And we truly break down so every single penny is managed into your household. And so that way it's even a 5-year-old could understand it, because that was our basis, is that we understand that we learn our financial literacy through our parents and through our mentors. And so if your parents were not wealthy, guess what? You're not most likely not going to be wealthy, because you just aren't educated. So we want to make it down very simply. And so a lot of people, like for me, I'm a big time believer in you sow what you reap, or you reap what you sow. And so seeing a guy on the side of the road, if you give him that money, where was that money originally intended to go? And so many people are like, well, it's supposed to go from my wallet to his cup. Well, not necessarily. Sometimes that you're bestowing that gift upon him, but you're robbing from yourself. And so our biggest thing is we want to break down every single penny that comes in. Our services are absolutely free. We don't ever charge our customers a single penny to use us. The companies that we market pay us.
Wow.
And so that's our biggest trade secret, is that we want to help truly everybody become financially free. And so that's what we do, and that's what separates us from most financial service companies.
We've started implementing something new, and I think this is the best place to share. If you've yet to call in to today's entrepreneur, the phone number here is 281-292-7911. And if you have any questions for Mr. Ryan, I'm certain he'll be the qualified, more than qualified, to answer. And then we're also at the end, we're going to make sure that you get other information, knowing that he just communicated it's a free service. And sometimes we think there's a gimmick behind what's free. Here's what I've said, and I still believe this. You have to not only, especially for us, who are in Biz Connect, and we're talking about how to market, how to increase, not just volume or value, but build those relationships. You have to still give your business card to me. Give it an assignment. Give your money an assignment, and then still allow it to work for you. When you have people who their whole structure of their lives has been paycheck to paycheck, and we're waiting on, for me, a good example, I've been a barber for 34 years. Been in ministry, radio, television, 20. And then here I am now at the boss, having to earn a check versus standing behind the chair, and every time I cut a head, I'm already getting immediate money. How do you show people how to live within that space, or when life presents you change, and not allowing it to challenge you to the degree that you resort back to the familiar?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially being an entrepreneur, you never know when your paycheck's coming in. So some of us, you get $10,000, $20,000 months, and then the next month you're making a couple $100s. And so it just goes back to being able to manage every single penny and just giving it a place to go. So we break it down to your necessities. Then we force you to have fun. We have a play section for your finances. If you truly you're ultimately going to go to the convenience store, we break it down so that way you have that money there. But the biggest thing is that if you are not educated on where that money is supposed to go, you're kind of frivolously going through life. And so it's just like waking up without a plan today. You're like, well, I think I'm going to go to work. Okay, well, how are you going to get there? I don't know. You're just kind of going through life, letting life happen to you. Our goal is to help you go through life with demand and demeanor and just get through the day and own your day. And so with people getting their finances in, and so having those big months versus little months is just being a good steward, educating yourselves on how money truly works. So we want to put our clients' money where it's growing at a great rate of return. A lot of our customers see 10 to 12% returns, and that money's accessible to them whenever they need it. And so it's like a savings account on steroids, essentially. And their money's safe, it's liquid, and it's accessible whenever they need it.
I think it's important that people, and I'm speaking to myself as well, trusting others in regards to what they know. And so, before I have you give your information out, here's what I want to leave with our audience is you determine where you remain by the decisions you're willing to make. And so here's the perfect opportunity for you to make a great decision, and that is to connect with Mr. Ryan. And so we're going to give you some information that I think will be helpful and beneficial to all that are listening. So give them a phone number, Facebook, Instagram, however they can connect with you.
Absolutely. So telephone number 832-515-7416. You can reach us on Facebook. We have Instagram, LinkedIn. You can go on our website, www.financialfreedom-inc.com. We're accessible any way you need us. So the information you're going to see on that website is our main Denver location as we're opening our new Houston office, but you can always get a hold of us on the 832-515-7416.
Listen, one of the sharpest men that I've had the chance to run into. I'm going to see if I can get this jacket off of him. But listen, Ryan, my guest, I want to thank you all for tuning in to today's Entrepreneur. It's Friday. Make it a great weekend. And if you missed this information, everything will be on my page. So I want you to stay connected. Keep following KNLY 91.1 The Boss. And most importantly, keep following Orlando Daniels. We have a lot in store for you, and we're making way for Cachet. You all enjoy your day.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.